Today's title is both beginning and ending verses of the Old Testament book of Genesis. Genesis begins with, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. And it ends with Joseph died when he was 110 years old and put him in a coffin in Egypt. Genesis 50:26. It seems to have had been better that the book of Genesis should end with God established a great plan and created the heavens and the earth, and it became like this, like this. The entire universe, including the earth and all beings and things belonging to the universe, gave glory and praise to God. But when Joseph died, Genesis ended with him being put in a coffin, regretful. In fact, Almighty God had said directly to Job, "When I lay the foundation of the earth, then the morning stars sang for joy, and all the sons of God shouted for joy." Job 38, 4-7. That is, it is written that at the time of creation the morning stars sang for joy, and the sons of God all shouted for joy. By the way, there were some created beings who crossed critical lines. In the course of God's providence of creation, there was iniquity, disobedience caused by the beings, and so Genesis ended with put him in a coffin. Nevertheless, God's historical creation should be seen as still continuing with God's grace and long suffering. Let's talk about the beings. First of all, in the Garden of Eden, Adam, the representative of mankind, fell into the temptation of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Some before that, there was Satan's iniquity. In Bible, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." Isaiah 14:12-15. After that, Jacob's descendants continued to fail to play roles as God's people properly, and Joseph, the man of God's dreams, died without coming alive out of Egypt. Later, his bones were taken out in a coffin. That is, in Exodus 13:18-19, when the children of Israel came out of the land of Egypt. Moses took the bones of Joseph with them, because Joseph had straitly sworn the children of Israel, saying, "Ye shall carry up my bones away hence with you." Previously, Abraham, a man of faith, went to Egypt during a famine and suffered many hardships. Jesus also had fled to Egypt during the reign of King Herod and returned. However, Jacob and all of Jacob's direct descendants, Zedek, who had escaped the serious famine and had entered into Egypt, died in Egypt, and only both Jacob's body and Joseph's bones. Jacob's body, Genesis 50:13, they carried the body to the land of Canaan and buried him in a cave in the field of Machpelah. And Joseph's bone among thee were able to leave Egypt. When God chooses and sends Jacob, Israel, it does not mean that only Israel should eat well and live well. Even now, the Israeli people should not fight and shout against the Palestinian people, but should live in harmony with each other. but does mean that Israel should make all people around the world aware of God's grace, love, and providence, so that all saved people can enjoy happiness in the arms of God. There is a 3.5 concentration of salt in seawater, so the water does not rot and many creatures can live there. The Soviet Union, Chinese Communist parties established the communist world by overturning their countries with less than 3.5% communist of the population. Fortunately, the Soviet Union returned to Russia. Joseph and Jacob's direct descendants entered Egypt and prospered, becoming a large population, but they were unable to change Egypt. Instead, they assimilated into Egypt and lived like Egyptians. When the time came, God brought them, that is, these descendants, out of Egypt through Moses. Egypt is a symbol of the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. 1 John 2:16. And we humans should live in the world but not fall into it. It was very difficult to leave Egypt world alive, so only both of Joseph and Jacob among all could not but live there as bones or corpses. Ancient civilization is gorgeous. It includes the pyramids, the Sphinx, numerous before Christ dynasties, pictures of helicopters, submarines, and airplanes seen at the Temple of Idols, pictures of large light bulbs on the pyramid murals, and long ago sedimentary marks of carved rocks shown on the Sphinx, which can be traces of pre-flood civilization. Civilization and mummifying a corpse may be an expression of the desire to remain in the world forever. Today, science such as artificial intelligence, computers, and medicine is rapidly developing, and the human lifespan is increasing, so around 80 to 100 years. We live in an advanced modern scientific civilization. If we fall into the world of modern civilization like Jacob's descendants in the ancient Egyptian civilization it is difficult to escape even with a corpse or skeleton bones. We are living in an age where we need faith in salt with a concentration of 3.5% that prevents corruption. Thank you. Next, you can see today's Bible words in English, Korean, Japanese, and Chinese for reference. Thank you.